So it's Monday the 5th of January, start of a new year, back in the workshop. As you can see, it's a little bit chilly in here, -3 when I set off. It's showing 0 degrees in the workshop, so I don't know how long I'll be here today, but I'll do a little bit of pottering around. Spoke to Paul about the engine, and if I can afford it, that's the way we're going to go. The Werner 3-cylinder radial. Fuel tank I took into a local fabricator's, and hopefully we'll hear from them in the not too distant future. So that's an update up to now. I'm going to potter on around today, do a few bits, and I'll let you know how it's gone. So it's the next day. I think I must be quite mad coming in here today. It was -5 when I got in the van this morning, and it's showing -2 in the workshop. So needless to say, I'm not going to stay here long today. My fingers are hurting already. I've only been here an hour. So yeah, I think we're going to call it a day. But anyway, what I need to show you is the fuel tank. Got the fuel tank done, and I'll spin this around, show you the plans with that. Okay. So there we have it. Look at that. What a cracking job. They've done an absolutely brilliant job. I got it done at a company called Quality Machining Services on Cleethorpes Road here in Grimsby. Yeah, they've done an absolutely fantastic job. Thanks very much, guys. In fact, they rang me to give me the price, and they said, look, the original welding is really not good enough. He said, we really don't want to let it out of our workshop looking like that. So they very kindly smoothed out all the original welding as well for no charge. And they've done a cracking job. Holds 30 litres, so that's plenty, more than enough. I could probably have got by with just doing the flat, just cutting it straight across there as a flat thing. That would probably be about 20 litres there anyway. But fits in. I'll show you the video of it fitting, some very crap video trying to hold it in place, and video was very difficult. But I'll show you that. But I am so impressed with the work they've done there. Cracking job. It's just a case of trying to decide how to fit it now, but I'm not going to hang around today. I'll go and buy some bits, make a list of the fittings I need to fit the fuel piping and the fuel trap there and the drain and all the rest of it. So I'll have a look at all those things at home in the warm. But yeah, thanks guys at Quality Machining Services. Cracking job, really appreciate it. I'll try and film this in place. That's sort of the position it fits. I have sat in it. My feet do go under the pedals, and I just need to find a way of fitting it in now. I'm thinking maybe a bit of angle, something similar to that. Get the other one. Something similar to that there, to put it on, sit it on the angle. It'll need some form of rubber mounting plate on there, and I guess something to keep the gaps. It's really not very good camera work here. Yeah, I'm thinking of putting a piece of angle inside there so the tank can slide onto that, and then probably straps round to hold it in place that way. It would need some form of rubber to go on this on the angle for it to sit on, but I think that's the most likely way. But I'm pleased with the design of that. I think that looks all right. Yeah, I think we shall give it a try. But it's so damn cold in here today that I'm not going to stay long. Yeah, it's just... So there we have the fuel tank in place. Obviously, like a lot of things on this kit, there are no instructions on how to fit a fuel tank, so I've had to come up with my own methods, but I did a bit of research, see the best way to go, and as usual my go-to place is Scott Matthews and his Top with Camel build, and he gave me a few ideas and this is what I've come up with. So we've got I've put it on a bracket here, but of course those are, I was going to rivet it, but then I thought no, I'm going to have to be able to pivot that to get it in and out, so I've just put bolts through. They're not tightened up yet because it's all going to come out again yet. So it's that on a little shelf either side, and then I was looking at doing bands, but then I saw Scott had used this method with some box aluminium there and a couple of threaded rods in some tube, and I thought that's a really neat method, so that's what I've done. You can see down there, that's what it's going to look like. Might have to tidy up these ends because they look like they're real knee cripplers or something, so I'll maybe put some plastic or rubber bungs over the end of those. All needs tidying up, and it needs to come out again as well. I need to put some rubber on these edges here. I called in a local cycle shop and asked me if they had any spare old inner tubes, and they very kindly gave me those, so I'll glue those onto that, and we'll have some rubber mounting there as well. As you can see, I've put the insulation there on the top, and the other reason it's got to come out is I've got to I bought this very nice aluminium filler cap. You can see that, let me put it on there. Very nice aluminium filler cap, looks a nice quality thing, and that is going to have to be welded onto there, but obviously it needs to be set at the right height, so I've got to cut I knew I had to put an extension on here, so I put, which is what they welded for me when they welded the tank, and that is obviously going to be under that cover there, so it's going to go somewhere around that position, I guess. But I've got to mark the hole in the coaming on the top, and then set the level of this. I'll cut this off and take it to those the welders and get that done. Here's the next job. So that's going to be the sort of thing that's going to happen. So it's taken a couple of days to do this tank. A lot of it thinking, a lot of it messing. Obviously I had to create these pieces here. I had to put those two extra bits in there because it needed something for these brackets to go on. So I put two extra pieces in there, and the gussets, and the gussets there and there, hiding under the insulation. But yeah, looks good. I'm just going to sit in it in a minute and make sure I've got room for everything, but it all looks right to me. Looks pretty good, quite pleased with that. And I'm away for the weekend, 70s disco, so I'll be shaking my funky stuff at that, and I'll be back with you next week.